Hey guys, welcome to the Healthy Sandwich, Satu and Sub ID, as always. I am making a cover for the second issue of my comic, which is Gen V. Gen V is, I'm going to find the font to go up top here. But basically, the idea is to have uh, the elements that are air and fire be produced. If you're listening, I'm having The Last of Us play in the background. So, anyway, there's a little bit of playing video games. Anywho, my character here, his name is Sang, and this is the other character named Dorothy. So if you're following the Healthy Sandwich, it is only natural for those characters' names to show up, represent a real life, mimic life, I suppose. So I already have the penciling done. I wanted to represent the mingling of air and fire together. And they're posing. This was an actual picture that I took of Dorothy years ago. She was she was pointing to a sign, so I just kind of comic bookized it. And this is just me just doing a funny pose and all that stuff there. So I'm gonna be inking, so I'll be using the fat, which is almost dead, so I'm probably going to use the 1 and then the brush. This is my 0.5 as well. My 1's here. And for the faces and fingers and fine details, I'm going to use the XS or the very fine print one here. Okay. So I'm going to be trying to get this out as quickly as possible. And I am going to go watch the UFC, John Jones versus Smith and Woodley versus Usman at a restaurant out in Warwick. So I have a couple hours, I suppose. It's about 6:30, going close to 7 p.m. So I'm going to see how much I can do in about an hour and a half. So let's have some fun. So if you followed me from before, I did put out a video. Actually, I recorded a video. I just never published it. It was supposed to go into editing, but I don't have the proper editing software until just recently. I had one of my friends, help me out with this here, and help me understand how to do video editing. So this is going to be as fast as possible, and I'm not going to try to compromise quality over this. So I will go slow a little bit, and if I'm not talking, it's because I'm concentrating. I'm at fault for doing that. I don't like to talk when I'm concentrating. I even do that when I tattoo. I don't know how people can tattoo and multitask in that nature, but it is healthy in a sense. It keeps the relationship going, and whoever your client is. So it's very good to do that. I just don't have that ability. So I'll admit it. It's not something that I'm good at doing. But I'm trying my best to do both talking and drawing. So here's my spiel about talking and drawing. There we go. Yep. There it is. Okay. So, one of the things I've mentioned in my old videos about when I was drawing, if I even get a chance to publish it, I don't even know if I'll be able to, but it's that, tracing lines is actually kind of difficult for me. I'm actually really not really good at doing that. I don't know why. I'm just not good at tracing. I prefer to draw my own stuff. And redraw it, so it's already here, and I don't see myself being able to draw or trace over to some lines that have already been done. I'm not too good at doing tracing, so anyway, I'm gonna put in her element of air, which was the tornado, cyclone. And I actually don't have the original idea, so I'm just kind of guessing on how I had it. So there it is there. So her emblem is there. Sang's emblem is over here with the fire. I think it's something similar to that. So let's see here. When I was penciling, I did have a lot of drafts versions of this here. I would say that I did erase several times to kind of figure out what I was wanting to do with it. I wanted to incorporate some of our pictures that we had of our ventures together. Um, we are currently not together, which is fine. We are staying close friends. And some of our memories that we had during our separation was pretty painful, so I didn't want to have any of our memories. So being the little baby that I was, I pretty much deleted a lot of my videos and or images of us just goofing around, having fun and all that stuff there. So all that stuff that we had in the past, I pretty much got rid of it because I didn't know if we were ever going to get back together. It was pretty painful for me, so yeah. And I think in my introduction video, I was going to try to explain my decision to go to the monastery, the temple, and become a monk. And I really don't want to use, escaping the pain that I have with the separation as an excuse to say, all right, this is the reason why I'm going, because it's more than that. I do have a bigger reason for it. I do feel that I have a soul purpose, SOUL purpose of doing the monastery work. So this is just me talking about going into the monastery, how I don't want to use that as an excuse, because the pain, the suffering I'm going through, and there are people that go through some stuff too, and I don't want to use it just as an escape, because once it's all figured out or whatever, or when there's reconciliation, do I go and leave that the monastery? And that's what I don't want to do. I do want to put my heart into this decision and not really have any excuse to really back out of it. So as my buddy Victor had said to me, when you do this here, make sure it's pure. Make sure it's the 100% ginseng that's going into the monastery. That's deciding, hey, I'm gonna do this, and it's for that reason and not for any other reason. And it's not to get her back. It's not to make her feel guilty or anything like that. This is my purpose. I feel that this is my purpose, and I'm ready to take it on. So here it is, drawing two of us that the time that we had some good fun together. It was short-lived. It was one of the fastest times that I've had. I wish it was longer. There are times where I kind of, if anything, I usually don't like to regret anything when I do stuff, but there are times where I actually had felt that I regretted not doing certain things with her, or not being seen it through fruition, so, but we, I understand her concerns of, building a relationship together, and then, years later, I would end up possibly, and I am, leaving her, so it's totally understandable. So, here we are. Okay, drawing that. She does have one of the most wavy hairs. I love it. Her hair is it's really hard to mimic in these comics. I know some artists will do it a certain way, but I'm trying to mimic how she looked like when she was younger, and add it to how she looks like now. And I have a picture of her in her teen years, her high school picture, and that she's so young in it, and I'm young in my picture too, and trying to get the two of us, back then into how we look now is kind of fun, actually. It's an interesting way of, bringing the throwback in. All right, so I got us together. I don't know how fast that was, but now on to some of the other lines, I'm going to start using a 1 in a little bit, but I'm going to use the 0.5 as I'm going to add some detail line of the air. Oh, already. I'll have the... Gotta slow down a little bit. I'm sniffling and stuffy as heck. Coming down with a little something. But luckily I'm not working on anybody.